Here are 3 things that I agree with Dave Ramsey on and 3 things that I disagree on. So for the 3 things that I disagree on, I actually still kind of agree on if they're not done correctly. But if you can do them correctly, they can be super helpful. So number 1 being that all debt is bad. Obviously, most debt is bad. The only debt that I believe is good is real estate debt. The only way that I was able to acquire 4 rental properties is using debt. And I think that if your debt provides cash flow, it is not considered bad debt. It can be a tool to help you. This can be done wrong, so you have to be careful with it, but I don't agree that all debt is bad debt. The second thing that I disagree on is that credit cards are bad. I do think that for people that don't know how to use credit cards correctly, it can definitely be a bad thing. But if you're somebody that doesn't overspend, pays off your credit cards every single week, and overall you're good with money, then you can use the points with credit cards to your advantage. The third thing that I disagree on is ignoring your credit score. Having a high credit score has really helped out with getting these real estate purchases. And I think it's really important and helpful to improve your credit score overall. So I don't think it's the best idea to just not have a credit score at all. Pretty much everything else that he talks about, I completely agree with. Aside from real estate debt, I think it's super helpful to try to get out of all other consumer debt. I think it's super important to live below your means and spend way less than what you make, which kind of goes along with lifestyle creep. Just because you're making more money doesn't mean that you should spend more money. Try to keep it as low as possible, even if you're making more. I agree that it's super helpful to keep a budget or just track your expenses in general. I also agree that if you can afford to not have a car payment, that's a good idea. Or if you're going to have a car payment, make sure that you can actually afford it. And the last thing that I agree on is to keep an emergency fund in a high yield savings account. I like to keep 6 months worth of expenses myself in case anything were to happen. I'll have that for a rainy day. So save up that money, set it aside, and don't touch it unless you absolutely need it. Overall, I agree with most things that he says, but there are a few things that I slightly disagree with. What do you think?